Okay, try that again. Now we're live. I have my audio muted for some reason.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's okay.
Imagine that. All right, so the reason why is because I haven't had my coffee yet.
Right.
So the reason why for that is we need to drink our coffee.
That's right.
So good morning.
Morning. Happy birthday.
What?
Yes, honey. It's your birthday.
You just told the whole world.
It's this guy's birthday today.
Thanks.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Yeah. Last year of the 40s.
You only get better.
Is that what it is?
That's right.
Is that what we tell ourselves?
Yeah.
So yeah, today on the big 4-9. Then I get to join the 50s after this. So I'm gonna live it up. So it's I don't know. As you get older, it's just for whatever reason the importance of the birthday diminishes with time. So
I suppose
because you start to realize those numbers keep adding up.
that's right.
So
well, now I got to start planning for the big 5-0.
Yeah,
got a year to do that.
You better get on it. You better get
hot.
So thanks for joining us. This is going to be Coffee and Real Estate, where we talk about the latest in the market for the week, and then our topic of the day. So you come to the right place. So last week's topic, change this, was preparing your home. So if you missed that video, make sure you check it out. We're going to be talking about something a little bit different this time around, and I'm going to do it on the fly. So today's topic was rent versus own.
Right.
Just like that. Bam.
That's right.
All right. So that's today's topic, and then next week we'll also do another topic.
That's right.
We won't reveal what they are until we join you. Okay, so that's what we've got here for you so far. Now, we do have an announcement. We're going to be sponsoring the Gatewood Historic District tour. So if you haven't had a chance, check that out.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, real quick, this morning, it's 69 degrees. So the other day we were, 30 plus out there. So it's nice to get a little warmer again in the mornings, but that's a huge change.
That's what you talk to.
Yeah, I mean, to start out. Man, I can't believe it's already that warm. It's going to be a warm day today. Okay, so here's the Gatewood tour home information. Mm-hmm. So it's an historic district here in Oklahoma City. What they're going to do is they're going to tour about 4 homes and then part of the church, which is pretty cool to see an old church. 116-year-old house is even on the tour.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to see what a house looks like a century ago, this is your chance. It's Sunday, November 6th, from 1 to 5 o'clock.
That's right.
So you can get tickets for $10, and they give you a tour map of where you're going to go. So yeah, so we'll be out there. So hopefully we'll run into you. So come and say hi.
That's right.
So that's again the Gatewood Historic District,
and that's between Northwest 16th and Northwest 23rd.
Mm-hmm. And you can find, actually, we made a post on our page, the Team Tuttle Realty page. You can check out the details there. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's order that business. Now, I guess let's just dive into the markets, right?
Sure. Start there.
Yeah, okay. So we look at these every 7 days, the latest of the week. Call it the Market Watch. Now, the area we're looking at is in this map here in kind of the light brown here in the middle of Oklahoma, Logan, Oklahoma, Canadian, Cleveland, all that kind of deal. So this is where this market analysis is focused. There are obviously markets across the entire state. Right now, we're just kind of looking at a quick glance of central Oklahoma. So go ahead, take it away.
Okay, so for the last 7 days, new listings have been up 364 listings. 121 are back onto the market. Check those ones out.
564.
Sorry, 564. Oh my gosh.
Oh, somebody needs their glasses.
Or some more coffee.
Yeah, 560.
Which we're having coffee out of our Titan Title
Yes,
this morning.
that's right. So Titan Title is a great title company. So whenever you do a close on your house, they will handle all the problems so that you can just breathe easy and you just go with the flow.
Well, and these mugs are nice because they're metal on the inside.
Yeah,
it's actually keeping our coffee.
Yeah, keep it pretty warm.
Yeah,
so it's good.
Good job.
I need 2 of these.
Yes.
This morning's a rough morning for me.
Oh, it's gonna be a long day.
Yeah, long day, big plans.
So, new listings 564 on market. Back on the market, 121. Price decreases. Whoa, there's been 530 homes within the last 7 days that have done some sort of price adjustment. Price increase 36. Pending on market, so contract has been written on it. 514. Oh my gosh, I really do need my glasses for next time.
We're in trouble. I might have to take over these duties here.
Gosh. Okay, so sold homes. Woohoo! 481 within the last 7 days.
Yep.
33 have been withdrawn. 62 have expired. And 9 coming soon. I always like those coming soons.
Right. So the big takeaways here on this deal is there's still plenty of homes being put out in the market.
That's correct.
A ton of homes.
Yeah.
There was a little drop off there for a while, but they're coming right back. It's turning to that buyer's market where you have a little more flexibility. You're not having to pay, ridiculous over asking price just to compete because the competition was so stout. But all that's kind of calmed down. But the other big point here is the price decrease.
All right, there's been a lot of price adjustments.
So the reason for that is why?
Well, there's a number of factors that you have to take into consideration. So it depends on the person themselves, on the family. Do they have to move? Have they already bought another home? Have they relocated already? Loss of employment. Has their family status changed? So in those instances, you need to move your house.
Yeah. Now, all those are personal issues as to why you would drop the price.
Right.
One of the bigger motivating factors, unfortunately, is
the market.
Is the market itself. And what is the latest on that, by the way?
So, right now rates are still under the 7% mark for the FHA, which is
so they're all about 6 something between the 35 various jumbos. A lot of different rates you can get.
That's right.
Excuse me. So the standard 30-year fixed rate is the highest, which everybody kind of focuses on. It's like 7.3, which we talked about the last few. The highest right around this time, 2000 to 2002, somewhere around there, is we're kind of matching those numbers. But the highest ever was like 19% back in the early 80s. So we're nowhere near, that level of panic. This is just unsettling because we went up so fast from the mid to upper 2s to 7 in just a few months, right?
So we're just doing some adjusting.
So it's a big adjustment, as the Fed plays around and try to, tamper interest rates and all that.
Yeah.
And the housing market is a little slower to react, right? I mean, they do that stuff instantly.
That's right.
Economy kind of gets a little crazy. Wall Street goes nuts. Stock prices all over the place.
And inflation is the enemy.
Yeah.
For the rates.
Yeah. So it's a madhouse, but people still need to buy a home, sell a home, move, relocate.
There's always going to be someone buying or selling.
So regardless of all those factors, home ownership is still on the table, and so that's what today's topic is going to be for. Is it better in this environment to rent versus own? So you did an interview.
I did.
Yeah, with Chad Keck.
Great Plains Bank.
Great Plains Bank, one of our mortgage lenders. And we're going to play this video for you. If you missed it, it's really short. It's like 3 minutes. And then we'll kind of expand a little bit on the rent versus own that we didn't cover in the video. And then we're going to go from there. So let's get this going.
Hi, Jody Tuttle, Team Tuttle Realty. Today I'm sitting here with Chad Keck, Senior Mortgage Advisor with Great Plains Bank. Chad, how long have you been in the business?
A little over 18 years.
And where are you located?
The Yukon, Oklahoma office.
And Great Plains Bank?
Several branches around Oklahoma and northern part of Texas.
And are you only licensed in Oklahoma?
No, actually, I'm licensed in all 50 states. Can do loans pretty much anywhere.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So listen, there's a lot of fear right now regarding the higher interest rates, which is driving people to want to rent versus own. Is that a good idea? Let's discuss that.
Well, even with today's higher rates, over, I guess some numbers here, for example, on a $200,000 sales price, over a 2-year period, with current rates, you're going to save about $9,000 over mortgage payment than rent payment, because your rent's going to go up quite a bit every year or every couple of years. And this is not including what you would save when the rates go back down and you refinance. And then over a 10-year period, you have about $22,000 in tax savings, because you can write off your interest rate on your mortgage. So you can write off the interest of your mortgage.
Tax savings and equity that you're building up in your property.
And how do you mention the equity? On average, in today's market, you're looking over $100,000 in equity over the next 10 years. And with that, the equity, you can put your kids through college, remodel your house, or redo your house completely, put a swimming pool in, whatever you like to do. When you rent, you can't do any of that.
Right, you're limited to what the landlord says you can and can't do within that little premise that you're renting. Plus, you're paying somebody else's mortgage. When you purchase a home, you're able to paint, you can renovate, redecorate. You've got a yard, you can get that family pet that you've always wanted. So tell us about the process. What do they need? What does someone need to qualify?
Well, first, I try to make the process as simple as possible, because some people have a fear of going through the mortgage process. Basically, they call somebody up or they reach out to me, have them fill out an application. That can be either online, I can do it over the phone, or in person.
Okay.
Then pull their credit, see where they're at. If their score is where it needs to be, I go over all the loan programs that they qualify for and see what best fits their situation.
Okay.
And we offer FHA, conventional, especially VA, my favorite. And even for the rural people, we have USDA loan, which is 100% financing. Then we offer down payment assistance so people can get in with no down payment. And even in today's market, some sellers are actually paying some, if not all, of the closing costs. So you can get in with virtually no money out of pocket and start owning your own home.
So there's really no reason for anybody to want to rent.
No, not at all.
Right.
Even if somebody's self-employed, we have bank statement loans and other self-employed programs for the not your typical mortgages that can help people get into homes also.
Well,
it's
Chad,
pretty exciting.
Yes, Chad, you've given us some great information here today. How can someone reach you?
They can call me on my cell phone or my email address pretty much any time. I love what I do. I love helping people.
Perfect, and it shows. Reach out to Team Tuttle Realty for all your home needs. We'd love to be able to help you.
All right. Hey, good job, by the way.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, that was Jody's first interview.
Oh my gosh, yes, it was.
Yeah. So this kind of stuff comes natural for me, right? I've been in the TV business forever, so I'm helping Chad and Jody. Like, okay, guys, just relax. This is fun time. You did really good. Both did really good.
Yeah, thank you.
Chad's a great guy. We've known him for several years. He's
Yes.
honest, genuine. He's gonna get the very best thing he can do for you. He's in it to help people, not himself, and we love people like that. We love the selfless. Those that help others, right? Because that's what this whole world needs. They needs less of the self-centered attitude and more of the giving attitude. And so we love to surround ourselves with people that are good, just like us. So, kind of a pay it forward thing. Yeah. Okay, so let's kind of
dive into that.
Dive into just a little bit more. Then you can expand.
Right.
We keep those videos a little short, for attention span. So we'll talk another few more minutes about it.
Right.
Just kind of hit some highlights here.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna just the white elephant in the room is there. Rent versus own. Okay, great, Aaron. I saw the interest rates are high. That means mortgage prices, have gone up. Home prices are still where they're at. And they've come down a little because we've seen the price decreases. I'm trying to crunch numbers. I'm a numbers guy, right? So, and here's my bottom line opinion. If you are going to be at your location of where you'd want to rent, and it's less than a year, say it's 6 months to a year, and that's it, go ahead and rent. Because it's going to be, you're not going to make much headway on the mortgage side if you're in that very short period of time. Because there may be a lot of things in factors for you, right? Plus, it's a lot easier to move in and out of that type of situation. When you're going to buy or sell a home, there's a lot more involved. Just things you have to do. So it's a lot easier on the quick side for renting. But financially speaking, the only way that benefits you is if it's very short term.
Very short term.
And that's what I wanted to harp on today, because regardless, once you get past that 1 year mark, if you're not owning a home, you're taking money out of your own pocket. So that's what we'll quickly discuss today.
Right, which is the equity that you're going to build up within home ownership.
What is the equity, by the way, across the country? You had some numbers on that.
So
it was quite surprising.
Oh my word!
The last, was it since last 10 plus years?
Right. So 41 trillion owner-occupied real estate out there.
Okay.
$41 trillion.
Okay.
In owner-occupied real estate. And home equity, there's 29 trillion in home equity ownership right now. That's huge. That's the most that's
ever happened. Okay, so what that means is a lot of people have bought homes and have lived in them long enough.
That's right.
To build up that extra savings that they can tap into anytime.
Right. Well, typically home ownership, you're going to stay in your home. Sometimes 3. Average is 5, maybe 7 years. So you're building up equity in that property.
And here's the good news. In a financial downturn of the market where there's a lot of rumors going around, there's a lot of experts saying recession's coming. Some say we've already into one. There's all this talk. It's all negative. Okay. Again, another benefit of the home ownership is it protects you against all of that negativity, because you have the equity to tap into. Meaning, if something were to really go south, you can borrow out of that money and use it. It's kind of similar to like if you had a 401k, right? And you put in a lot of money for that for savings, but you want to borrow some out if that's an option for your particular plan, and then you pay yourself back. So anytime you've got some type of equity, it's good to be able to tap into an emergency situation. So homeownership would help with that, as most of the country at least is in a good stage for that.
That's right. Well, equity is your financial buffer in any kind of economic condition if it worsens.
Yeah. So that's good. All right, what else you got?
And equity, pardon me, will be the driver moving forward. Oh my gosh, I think I got your frog. What is going on?
I swear, I'm fine. And then I start talking early in the morning, and there it comes. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And I hadn't had my coffee yet to, to get it moving.
So in September, rent rose by 7.2%.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yep.
It's the highest in 40 years.
Yep.
So.
Okay, so rent. Here's another issue with that. And I'm going to level with you. This is where, unfortunately, people can be greedy and people can panic and knee-jerk reaction. All right, so let's say you buy houses to rent. And let's say, because you have to buy, either you pay cash, right, up front, or you have to finance that also. In other words, you've got to get a mortgage on this house that you go buy because you want to flip it, you want to rent it out. Okay, got that. Well, let's say you got your 30-year mortgage on that house. Let's just say you're doing that typical. And you got to steal at 2.8% interest or whatever. Okay. And let's say that house is only going to cost you $1,000 a month in your mortgage.
That's right.
And you're renting it out for, say, $1,400. Just picking a number. Let's just go $1,500, make it easy. So you're renting out for $1,500. You got $500 in your pocket every month extra, right? Now, everything's gone crazy. Interest rates gone up. Mortgage now is up 7%, whatever. And you said, you know what? It's time to raise my rent. So as these leases expire, I'm going up to $2,000 for rent. Now,
that's what everybody else is doing.
That's what everybody else is doing. That's what the market's doing. Now, is that person actually out of money? No, he's still locked in, and he's still paying $1,000 a month.
Right, but it's what the economy is.
Yeah, he's doubling his money of it. He's went from $500 a month to $1,000 a month. Why? Because he can get away with it, or she.
That's right.
And so now you're beholden someone else's heart and motivation to affect your pocketbook. That's a big negative when it comes to renting. You want to be in control of your pocketbook, not let somebody else be in control of your pocketbook for whatever reasons they have in their head. So, that's another element that people often probably don't think about. So that's why, again, ownership is better for you, because at least it's your money that you get to spend or save.
Right.
So what else you got?
That's right. So again, it depends on your financial situation.
Mhm.
So you want to talk with your trusted advisor. Get all your finances in line, get them all in a row. That's your best place to start. And then you move on to your other trusted advisor, which is your real estate agents.
That's right.
So renting, you don't get anywhere with renting.
Right.
Honestly, in the long run, you're not building anything for your own. When you have home ownership, you have that pride of home ownership.
Mhm.
As I mentioned in the video, you're building up the equity. You can get that family pet that you wanted. You can paint. You can decorate. You have a yard. There's so many advantages. And right now, to get into a home, there's a lot more supply out there.
Mhm.
A lot more supply. So you're not competing. It's not such a competitive market as where it once was.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. There's more opportunities.
There's more opportunity. You can take your time as a buyer.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to rush into something.
Right.
You don't have to skip the inspection, which we do not recommend to skip
No.
inspections. We recommend you have them. They were being skipped because it was a market that said, you know what? The seller goes, I don't have to wait for an inspection. Right. I've got a buyer here that's going to close, immediately and give me cash up front.
That's
so
right.
Why would I wait 30 days and wait for this to happen and that to happen? It's time to move, right? So
that's right.
So yeah, we do recommend getting an inspection on the home and even a home warranty, and that'll be another topic that we'll discuss.
Right, we'll touch that one.
Yeah, home warranties, and it's funny is because I always thought before I got in real estate that home warranties were something you got when you first bought the home for like a year to cover things that
Right.
weren't caught maybe in an inspection or something just happened afterwards.
That's right.
Turns out you get a home warranty anytime.
That's right.
Yeah, and they're actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk into that. We'll give you some details, some companies that we know of, and what they cover, not cover. So that'll be another topic. That's why we're trying to provide value for you guys.
Right.
So that you come back.
Keep you more informed, more knowledgeable.
Yeah. So that we're a trusted source for you because we're going to be completely upfront, honest with you. We've got no skin in the game when it comes to trying to rip people off or leading people astray. We're as genuine as they come, and we're just going to tell it like it is. And if it's good news or bad news, we're still going to tell you.
Right.
Some people like to sugarcoat things. I'm more of a realist, so I will tell you what's actually happened, but we're gonna put the positive spin on it as well, right, so that it's not all gloom and doom.
That's right. So I also find that if you were once approved for $200,000 to go purchase a house, so right now with today's rates, the way they are, you might not be able to get into a $200,000 house anymore. You might need to do some sort of adjustment on your home, but that still doesn't mean you can't get into a property.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Because mortgage rates on average right now have gone up about $500 to $700 per monthly payment. Yeah, from what I understand it.
They can go a little higher depending on what kind of house bracket you're looking at as far as price wise. Right. And so let's say before you're able to budget for a $350,000 house.
Right.
And now you're looking at more of a budget of a $325,000 house. Again, your loan officer, when you get pre-approved, will help you work those numbers to find out so you don't stretch yourself too thin.
Right.
And so you're going, okay, well, is $25K that much of a difference? And in reality, it's not.
No. You're still getting that home.
Yeah, you're still getting the home, and you're still in that same ballpark of what you're wanting to look for.
That's right.
Trust me, there's homes that are much higher priced that'll need a lot more work than those that are lower priced that don't need any work. Right. So you can't look at a price of a home and equate that to pride of ownership. That's a myth, unless maybe you get into the really, really luxury homes, right? And we're talking millions and $1 million homes. But prior to that, the pride and ownership is all relative.
That's right.
So you really don't know. You can't really price yourself into a category thinking, well, I'm not going to have any trouble with a home if I go and search for price in this category. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
Right. And you have more time now, given that there's more supply out there.
Right. And you can afford to be a little more picky.
That's right.
And take your time.
Yeah.
You don't want to rush into a bad decision ever.
So you've had all in all, you've had to make some adjustments in time, given what's happening in the economy with the rates. So you just have to adjust.
Okay. Yeah, we're about out of time. Anything else real quick before we go?
No.
Okay, so
Awesome.
hopefully that was helpful. We want to share again a little bit more light on the whole rent versus own thing because that's kind of a big discussion point with the way the economy's going and
Right.
the uncertainty and what to do. And just to recap, unless you're going to be in a certain place for a very short period of time, 3 months, 6 months,
Right.
a year at most, renting is okay. But after that, if it's any length of period of time after that, you're shooting yourself in the foot if you do not own because you're
Right.
missing out on all the tax benefits, the equity, everything else that comes with home ownership,
Right.
your freedom, all that kind of stuff. You can do whatever you want. Flip the house itself and then sell it for a higher price. I mean, there's all kinds of options you have on the table when it comes to owning versus paying somebody else's mortgage instead
That's
of your
right.
own. And so that's the way you should always look at it, regardless of what interest rates do and regardless of what the Fed does and the news tells you and everything else.
And can you afford to wait? We don't know what the market's going to be like in
Okay, so
6 months, a year's time. The rates are
okay,
what they are. So
that's another
don't
point.
wait.
There's it's interesting to me is because it's a logical thing to do. Well, I'm just gonna sit here and wait, and a lot of times
No.
waiting, if you don't jump on an opportunity
Right.
while you have it, you look back, 6 months from now, go, oh, I wish I would have done it because
Right.
I can't tell you that the experts are predicting 9 to 10% interest rates as we head the end of this
Right.
year into early next year. And so you're gonna think, man, 7 or 6 something sounded like a dream, compared to the 10. And yeah, that's true. So and remember, and you can always refinance. That's the key. Is obviously the idea is you're gonna be in a home for more than 2 years anyway. Most people are 5 to 7.
Right.
At any point in that time, you can refinance once rates come back down and save yourself money that way as well. So it's not like you're locked in, to this horrific period of time.
That's right.
It's an opportunity once again to take something of ownership for you and build your nest egg.
So my piece of advice would be don't wait. Get into home ownership. Talk to your trusted advisor, be that your lender, and then your trusted real estate agents.
Yeah. So yeah, if we can help you out at Team Tuttle Realty, the number's on the screen right there on the top corner. Just give us a call or a text, and you can visit our website, teamtuttlerealty.com. And you can do your own home search. It's so cool. It's easy. Right. It's laid out. You can put all kinds of filtered stuff on there. I mean, you can narrow it down to exactly what you want.
That's right.
It'll show you what's there, and that reduces the amount of time that you need to go look at properties dramatically. And of course, we'll show you anything you want to see.
Yeah, and we have a buyer's advantage program which you can reach out to, and we can talk to you more about that as well.
Yep. So I guess that's going to be it for today's series.
Let's get on with the birthday celebrations,
all right,
mister.
Yeah, it's time to go celebrate. Listen, thanks again for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next show.
That's right.
All right, take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.